Cancer. Hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late September 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancer Collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Cancerians in late September? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer. Late September, what's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this first card out nice and quick. There we go. Ask and you shall receive. I haven't seen this card in quite a while. I do like it. It seems to be laying low and blending in, and there's other things here that tie in with looks and aesthetics and appearances. So I always say this is one of the more layered oracles from this deck, and I really like it. It's beautiful, right? Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady. It looks like she's wading through the pond, right? And she's surrounded by swans, and she is somewhat dressed up as one of the swans. So to me, it's like a lay low, blending in type of energy. So for some of you, that might just be a mode you're in. I'm going to keep my head low, keep my head down, mind my own business, do my own thing. I am in my own bubble. Or there could be someone you're connected to that's in that mode where it's like, all right, I'm not trying to cause tension. I'm not trying to make waves. I'm not trying to make anything rough. I'm just going to calm things down. So I do like it for that. It's a pretty chill type of energy. In its roughest sense, maybe it is a little avoidant, but I don't want to fully go down that road. Now, as far as the aesthetics goes, just because she is dressed up in costume and trying to look like these other birds that are around her, I would say maybe there's something about looks that you're changing or switching up in this time. Maybe you're paying attention to your health a little more than you normally do. Maybe you're changing your wardrobe. Maybe you're changing your hair. The way you present yourself to other people, there's something there for some of you. But as far as the general energy, it seems pretty chilled. It seems like it's not really trying to cause any tension, which could be good. I guess it depends on what you're going through. But we're going to honor her wish. We're going to let her chill over there. And let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Cancer, please. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled It's Game Over. And the reason it was titled that is I did see an energy, especially towards the back end of the reading, that felt very stern, very serious. Like I'm not playing games anymore. It just felt very strict and set in its ways. So for some Cancers, maybe there's certain things where you're like, you know what, I'm not going to feed any energy into it. I'm not messing around. I'm not playing anybody's game. To me, it just felt very swords-like, Queen of Swords, to the point. Not as soft as I usually experience for Cancer readings. So just know you might be a little more strict in your ways over the next couple weeks. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cancer. What do we got for Cancer in late September, please? We'll see if we get any switch up. Okay. All right, double threes. No, a 3 and a 2, pardon me. So we start with the 3 of Swords. And again, don't get freaked out about that card. It is something we definitely need to take a look at. But then we have the 2 of Wands. Very strategic. Okay, let's get one more. Let's see what we have here. I usually don't get multiple cards jumping out at once. Okay, I mean, there's a positive energy here on the back end. So I will say this, Cancer, it's not all 3 of Swords. It's not all rough, because there's a rough energy, but there's a really, really good positive one showing up for you this week, which I do like quite a bit. Now, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I like the elemental mixture we have going on here. It's not too heavy leaning in any direction, actually. So we start off with Swords. That's the air element, so that's the logic, that straightforward to the point type of energy I saw last week. It could represent like strategy and planning ahead and communication. Then we have fire right there in the center, the realm of action, movement, passion, desire, drive. It's a little unpredictable, right? Especially when you mix this fire air combination. So we're going to have to see how it all culminates, because this energy here is predictable but not, especially since that's also a planning card. So there is something here with strategy going on. On the back end, we do have the 10 of cups. That's your comfort zone. That's your comfort element, right? So that's your power place. And I love the cups. That's the realm of emotions and feelings, um, creativity, romance, all that kind of stuff, the internal side. So we have a nice little mixture. It's like we have the logic, the thoughts, the actions, and the internal. Nice mixture. Let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, we start with the Three of Swords. So again, for some of you, I'm sure if you watch tarot, you've seen this card quite a bit. And again, not all this energy is yours. It could be someone else's. But we see the Three Swords cutting through the heart there. And despite the fact that it's on a lot of merchandise and a lot of people put it all over the place, it's meant to be a bit of a rough energy. Now, I always say that the Three of Swords and any challenge card is never, it's always on a spectrum, right? It's not always worst case scenario. It's not always the sky is falling. Sometimes it might just be a little bit of gloom. Maybe it's someone that's just feeling a little bit down. This could be anxiety, this could be nervousness, this could be a very tense type of energy on the lower end of the spectrum. But at the same time, this card can also represent brokenheartedness, pain that we're experiencing. Worst case scenario could even be feelings of betrayal. But we're not even going to go down that road. This could have some warnings attached to it. The good thing with the Three of Swords, though, is that it's not a permanent energy. So even if it is a rough patch, even if it is a problem or a situation, it's not one that should linger for years and years and years. It's one that is healable. It is one that is fixable. So that's a good thing here. And the fact that it is connected to the air element tells us that it's not going to be stagnant forever. So we'll look at that. Again, that Three of Swords could always be a little warning, but we also have some really great stuff, especially on the back end. Now, moving to the middle, we have the Two of Wands, a little bit more complex when we look at the energies that this presents. Now, all twos represent decisions, choices, being at a crossroads. They can all represent partnerships as well, especially with the numerology of two. This one specifically is a huge crossroads energy. So for some of you, you might be in the very early stages of some sort of change or metamorphosis. Hopefully you're not at like a make or break point or a decision point. For some of you, it can be the case where it's like, all right, do I go this way or that way? I have to choose one. But a big thing I always say about this person's about to set off on a journey. Notice they have the globe in their hand. So this person's plotting their course. They're planning, they're strategizing. So this is one of my bigger cards of strategy and planning. So whether Spirit's telling you, all right, Cancer, for your next steps, you need to structure it. You need to have a plan in place and you need to follow the plan. Or maybe someone you're connected to has a little plan going. We need to look at it further. Okay. Worst case scenario with the Two of Wands, sometimes it could be an energy that feels stuck. So like when I see the Three of Swords and Two of Wands together, sure, it could be an energy that feels like it's stuck and it can't move forward for whatever reason. Now, all that seems to melt away when I look at the Ten of Cups here on the back end. This is one of the best cards in the whole entire deck, my friends. And you see it. We got the family. They're happy. They're at their home. There's a big rainbow going through the sky. They got 10 cups. This is beautiful. This is a huge card of wish fulfillment, happiness, happy endings, wins, victories, blessings, all those labels we could slap on it. The 10 cups represents it. Tens in tarot could represent a culmination, an ending, but this is more of a happy ending. So I do like this, even though the energy at the front might be a little choppy. The intentions and where the energy is going is a very good place, and that's what I really like about that. Now, the challenge with the Ten of Cups, because remember, every card, no matter how good, does have a shadow side. When this shows up in reverse, it can represent someone that's feeling something very intensely and they can't control it. So again, maybe there's thing. I mean, cancers are usually very good at navigating the world of emotion and feeling, but there could be some that are quite intense, and it might be a little difficult to navigate them. Uh, Family situations, living situations could be in play with this card as well. So it's something we want to look at. But as I mentioned, we have a mixed bag this week because, yeah, we do have the choppy, but we have the great. I want to dive deeper on all the Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What's happening for my Cancers, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Three of Swords. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get this Three of Swords going. Why is it here? Thank you. Okay. All right, so we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. There is a bit of volatility here with the fire-air combination that we're picking up in the front, and I always say it's a little explosive. Watch out for hurtful conversations in this time. When I see the Three of Swords, Ace of Wands in reverse, it's like I'm picking up somebody who got their feelings hurt. So again, whether you are a little extra blunt in this time and maybe you say something that you don't quite mean, or somebody does, I feel like there's a potential for hurtful words this week for some Cancers. For some of you, maybe this is something that's already happened and you're thinking about it and you're dwelling on it and it doesn't feel right. I'm not a huge fan of this energy in the front, but again, it doesn't ruin the whole entire reading. It's just a little explosive and it's volatile and it feels like somebody saying something they don't mean, or someone losing a little bit of control. Opposed from sadness, this kind of feels more like anger to me. So watch out. I'm not saying it's you. Maybe it's someone you're connected to. Maybe they're upset, angry, mad. I mean, maybe you are. I guess it all really depends. Now, the Ace of Wands is a card, as with all aces, that represent offers, opportunities, communication, messages, talking, and it's fiery, right? Remember what I said about the fire? It's very unpredictable. So when we see it in reverse, underneath this Three of Swords, it's like hurt feelings. So someone's upset about something. So watch out for that. Whether it's something that's already happened, whether it's come through, there could be some conversations that go a little off the rails, like an explosive talk potentially. But we're going to keep moving. We're not going to stay there. It feels hurtful for some reason. Let's move over to the Two of Wands. Let's see what that has. Because again, this is where we're starting. We want to see where it ends. So let's go in on the Two of Wands, because we have this unplanned explosive energy. Now this one seems a little more measured, hopefully. But why is the Two of Wands here? Please. Why is the Two of Wands? Thank you. This energy is much more careful with its words. This energy right here in the center is much, much more careful with its words. It's just like, you know what, I need to know what I'm going to say beforehand. It's like planning what it's going to say and how it's going to say it. That's how it feels. So these two energies are completely opposite, where this one just lets it rip, but this one is taking a more measured approach. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, very similar to the Ace of Wands, offers opportunities to talk. So obviously we have a huge amount of communication. If we are talking the realm of planning and strategy, this could definitely be somebody trying to plan something for like the best case turnout. Like, you know what? I'm not going to rush this. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to be very cautious. I'm going to plan things so everything goes perfectly. So again, I appreciate the caution of whoever this is. I think a cautious approach is the best. It feels more passive, if that makes sense. So when I see the Two of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like, all right, let me take a passive approach. Let me calm down. Let me wait. It feels very low pressure. So total opposites. There's a lot of communication, a lot of talking, and a lot of warnings about it here. But I would say this energy in the center, if it's the same person and they went off the handle or they were feeling upset, this energy's recoiled and it's being very careful with its words next time around. Okay. And this is two different people. The communication styles are totally different. Like this one just lets it rip. This one is measured, where it's like, let me think about what I'm going to say beforehand. So could there be someone planning a talk, planning a conversation? Absolutely. But they're being extra cautious about the things they say and how they say it. It's like I'm making a list. It's like I'm making a list of topics I want to discuss. Let's keep moving. Let's go in on the Ten of Cups. So we'll see what the Ten of Cups has, and we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So yeah, I mean, it's very obvious the realm of communication is super important. All right, yeah, Lady Justice. There's a good outcome. There's a very, very good outcome. This is absolutely a karmic blessing. So whatever processes you're going through, we could take this out of the picture or keep it in the picture, whatever your story is. But I love Lady Justice. She's a huge card of balance, karma, people getting what they deserve. So when I see it underneath the Ten of Cups, that is like a karmic blessing, a karmic victory, where the universe steps in and makes sure something goes right for you. So I love it. I think it is extremely claimable here on the back end. Now, Lady Justice represents Libra, and we are moving into Libra season at the time of this filming. So when I see her clarifying the Ten of Cups for some of you, this next month could actually be pretty huge for you. In a variety of ways, whether it is work, whether it is relationships, you might experience some breakthroughs over the next few weeks. So I'm hoping I see that within like the next readings we have coming up in October. But I like it. To me, it feels like a karmic blessing where it's like, all right, well, you're going to be happy you went through this process, or you're going to be happy you had this experience. I'm not sure what that experience is. You would know more than me, but I think at the end of the day, this is a karmic blessing or win. So it feels great to me. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Yeah, nice balance here on the back end, and we kind of see the two extremes on the front. So the universe will help balance the scales. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we start with the Three of Swords, Ace of Wands in reverse. This did feel a little aggressive, like someone just like letting their words fly, letting it rip. So watch out for hurt feelings. Someone might say something they don't quite mean. Feels a little angry or mad to me. Um, as we move to the center, and yeah, that explosive energy around communication, we have a much more measured approach. We have the Two of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So these two communication styles are totally different. Where this one's just letting it fly, this one is being very, very careful about how it proceeds and what it says. So could this be someone planning on approaching or reapproaching you? Possibly. But they're doing it with a plan in play where it's like, this is what I want to say, this is what I want to discuss, and we're going to go through each topic one by one. I don't know why it's so strict, but maybe it needs to be. Moving to the back end, we do have the Ten of Cups with Lady Justice in the upright. As I mentioned, everything should turn out for the best. This next month could be pretty huge for a lot of you, like a lot of really good results. But aside from the specific timing, to me, that's like karmic blessing, karmic win. Love how the energy seems to shake out at the end. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yes, this is where I pull you one shadow card just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Cancer in the shadows? Thank you. Nice and quick. Okay, Nine of Swords. So again, watch your dreams in this time. There's something here that does connect to sleep. And the Nine of Swords is a very paranormal energy too. So I know Cancers are usually very sensitive to energies of the people around them and just energy in general. And when I see the Nine of Swords in the shadows, that's the first thing I always think, all right, your energetic sensitivity could be heightened in this time. So keep that in mind, especially if you start experiencing like anxiety or nervousness, because this card does connect to that as well. But the good thing with the Nine of Swords, like maybe Spirit's trying to communicate to you through dreams, so you might be having some really vivid, funky types of dreams when this card shows up. Yes, it is a card that seems to be losing sleep. Yes, it can tie into anxiety, especially on the shadow side. So it's very important to not overthink something. I know that's easier said than done, but Spirit could be trying to tell you to put something out of mind when I see this card. Aside from that, we have all the spiritual and intuitive energy that's flowing as well. So we're just going to leave it at that, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The September subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The September calendar is already live, so we could have ourselves a little chat. But for the September subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks ever, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's great for beginners and experienced readers. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which ones do you get along best with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As usual, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.